Alright guys, YouTube's telling me I'm live, so I guess I'm live. Welcome to Hanging Out with Dave. A little live stream that I do every weekend. I do it on Saturday mornings, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for stopping by, or thanks for watching in the future when it goes up as a video, whichever way. Little disclaimer here at the beginning, I do drink me a cold Budweiser while I do this. You may hear a foul language or two, but I try to keep my language under control. Hope it don't offend anybody that's watching. Basically, this little live show, I do a couple new tech news articles, kind of run down a few tech news, and then I'll do the Q&A, the comments that's been left on my videos and whatnot for the past week. And of course, being the holidays and all, Black Friday shopping and Cyber Monday, I'm going to show you what I picked up on Black Friday for my personal rig. And got the best Cyber Monday deals coming up from Tom's Hardware. And also AMD also confirms a 64-core 128 thread processor, which we're going to be talking about this week. So yeah, I guess first thing we need to be talking about, is the AMD 64-core 64-core 128 thread Threadripper 3990X. Here we go. This comes from Techspot, and of course, Tom's Hardware and this article both will be linked in the description below, so you can check them out for yourself if you'd like to. We don't have a whole lot of information on this chip yet. We're kind of keeping it under wraps. It's supposed to be coming out sometime in 2020. This chip ain't going to really be for consumers unless you want to come up with some serious cash to get it. I mean, the other processors hitting over $1,000 for AMD. I just imagine what they're going to charge for this one. But this chip's more or less for the, the professionals, the ones that work for big TV stations and stuff like that does their editing. This thing really ain't aimed for the consumer or the mainstream. But anyways, with all that being said, let's see here. World's first 64-core HGDT processor, Threadripper 3990X. We got 64 cores, we got 128 threads, 288 megabits of total cache, and the total TDP of it's going to be 280. That's going to take a pretty serious cooler to cool that with 280 watt TDP on it. Let's see, AMD handily confirmed it would be launching the 3990X in 2020. The ultra high-end desktop processor will pack 64 cores and 128 threads and still have a TDP about the same as the current third-gen offerings. I don't know about that 280 watt, but it is what it is. It's going to produce the heat that it's going to produce. That's a lot of cores and a lot of threads to be keeping cool. AMD rumored 3990X leaked on Twitter on Monday morning. And this came out on November the 25th, if you're wondering when this thing came out. More details still to come, of course. But it's not difficult to imagine how outrageously fast the 3990X will be for the highly scalable workloads of the VFX Pro. That's what that VFX Pro is. I actually had to look it up to see what that meant. And that was for the creators or the editors for the big TV stations and whatnot. I don't believe many people are going to want to go out and buy this. I mean, like down here, the AMD 32-core 3970X is currently going for about $2,000. So you just imagine what this thing's going to be. I mean, you're getting double the cores, double the threads. It's going to be a pretty massive hit to the wallet if you want to go buy one. But if money's no object to you, and you want the best video editing and whatnot, there you go. It's going to be coming out sometime in 2020. I have a feeling it's going to be towards the beginning of 2020, but they don't say that. I guess we'll have to see about that. But that's about it for that. I really don't have much to say about that. Alright. Next thing we got is Tom's Hardware. This is also linked in the description below if you'd like to go check out the article. Best Cyber Monday Ryzen deals. Which, stay tuned, I'll get into what I picked up on Black Friday, which ended up being pretty good as well. This is just a breakdown of the Monday Ryzen deals, lowest prices on AMD CPUs. And they give you a few things here. You can actually go in here and click and go order if you want. You know, AMD Ryzen 7 3800X. It was $399. On Monday, you're going to be able to get it for $329 from Amazon. That's a pretty big chip right there. We also have the AMD Ryzen 5 3600X. It was $234. Is now going for $199.99. That's the 6-core variant. You know, everybody knows what the 3600X is made out of. But that's still, you know, $40 savings or so. That's pretty good. The Ryzen 2700 was $299. Now is $140 on Amazon. This is the 8-core, goes boost up to 4.1 gigahertz. Decent little processor for the mainstream. Pretty good savings there. You dropped almost 150 bucks. I think at $299 is probably the release price of it. AMD Ryzen 5 2600X was $149, and now it's going for $119 on Amazon. A lot of these deals you can pick up now. You really don't have to wait till Cyber Monday to pick them up. They're probably a weekend special. There's a reason why I say that. But AMD Ryzen 2600 was $199. Now you're going for $114 on Amazon. And so there is some pretty good deals going on. AMD Ryzen 3 3200G was $99. Now you can get it for $94 on Newegg. That's about $5 savings. Hit or miss on that, I guess. If you're into some of the big boys, you got the AMD Threadripper 3950X. It was going for $899. Now it's going for $669 on Amazon. That's a pretty massive CPU right there too, at 2950X. That's pretty good savings. You go from 900 down to just under 700. So that's $220, $230 savings. That's pretty good if you're gonna get into the high desktop AMD Threadripper builds. Not too bad. All right, and why I say you can get you probably get these deals probably all weekend long. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I've got for my system coming up. First thing I picked up was the AMD Ryzen 7 2700, which is 8-core 16-thread. It goes 3.2 gigahertz, boosts up to 4.1. I got it for $139.99. These are my personal upgrades to my personal rig. Amazon had this for the same price with $139.99. I picked up on Friday. But why I went with Newegg is because of this right here. Newegg is also offering a game bundle with it. The Xbox Game Pass, yeah, I could do without that. I don't even have an Xbox. This one right here, game bundle resumes. This one right here, you can pick either Borderlands 3 or the Outer Worlds. I'll probably go with Borderlands 3 when I redeem it. I probably won't play neither one of them all the way through. But why I've decided to do this, I've been looking for a while and watching them for a while. I looked them up on eBay. I figured I'd wait till Black Friday to pick one up. Figured I'd get a better deal on Black Friday than I would on eBay. Whenever I do my live streams, even this little live stream here that I do every week, just a talking head, there's times my CPU hits 100% usage. Which normally it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But you know, I like to get into streaming some games and whatnot, and that ain't gonna be possible with that 4-core 8-thread processor. I need something a little bit more powerful for that. And you know, even just doing a talking head live stream like this, you know, it eats up the processing power. And mainly, this is what I do with my rig. I either do, you know, the live streams now, or I do the video editing. And them 8 cores, 16 threads is gonna make a big impact. Why I didn't go with the 3600? It was still more expensive than this, and it's only a 6-core 12 thread. With this one here that I'm picking up, the 2700, 8-core 16 thread. The more cores and more threads are gonna be more valuable to me than what that higher IPC is. So that's why I kind of went with that one. Next thing I'm picking up, that I picked up for my personal rig here, the G-Skills Ripjaws 5 series, 32 gigabyte, 216 gig, running at 3200 megahertz. Yes, I did check this against the QEL and with the Gigabyte B450 DS3H, which I plan on still running it for a while. It is on the list where I can get them speeds out of it, unlike the RAM that I'm running now, which it's only a 16 gig kit, but it's at 3000, but I can only get 2666 out of it, because XMP ain't compatible with my motherboard. Which this here is sold out. Can't get this anymore, it's out of stock. Which it was available when I first pulled it up, but it's out of stock. I believe the 2700 for that price. That 2700 is still available. But that's going to give me more speed, and it's going to double my RAM, which is going to help with my video editing, and it's also going to help with the live streams. So, you know, that's what I was kind of looking at. I had a little bit of money to spend on my system to get it more up to par for what I do. And like I said, you know, I really don't game a whole lot, but at 32 gigs of RAM and that 8-core 16-thread processor is going to make a big difference for what I use my computer for mostly. So that's kind of why I went with the 2700 over the Ryzen 3600. So you can be expecting to see some videos on this. Of course, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I put up pictures of this the other day. If you like to come over and follow me, I don't put a whole lot up there, so I won't kill your inbox. But, you know, every once in a while I'll throw up something that's coming up, or, you know, video idea I got or something. And I want to try to get more into that. Or whenever I get new ports coming in for builds that I can actually show the build of, you know, I'm going to start showing them up on Instagram, Twitter, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what's coming your way. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel and like what you see here. But all right, time for the Q&A port. I guess we're going to go into the Q&A now and see what kind of questions and comments I've had over the last week. I do this weekly, so they only go back by a week. Okay, 7 hours ago. Jacob Basley. I appreciate you greatly, Dave. Thank you. That was on how to overclock the RAM on the Gigabyte B450M. The motherboard that I'm using. And that's the newest video I put up. I just put that up this past Wednesday and went live. Oh, thank you, Jacob. I hope it helped you out a little bit. Joel Favilio, I guess is the way you pronounce that. 1.4 core voltage is good. That was on how to overclock the Ryzen 5 2400G on the Gigabyte B450 port 3. Yeah, 1.4 is good. AMD actually says you can go up to 1.45. But I always try to keep my voltage down a little bit lower than what they say you can reach. Stability, and that way you ain't pumping more voltage into them than what you actually need. So yeah, 1.4 is good, I'd say. Let's see here. This next one, Neuro Bow. Okay, thank you so much, Dave. At first, when I updated, I restarted and my screen was black. I was like, holy. Correct. But after restarting, touching some things in the BIOS, F50 is here. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Well, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you guys as well. I'm glad you didn't brick your motherboard, because it's kind of a pain to get that reset. You know, you have to send it in for an RMA, and sometimes they refuse it because you actually did the damage to the motherboard. They didn't. But most companies, most of the better companies, they'll honor it and replace it for you, or at least put a new chip on your motherboard for you. Donovan Cabello. I have the B450 Oris Pro Wi-Fi and currently on BIOS F41. There's a new BIOS update to F50. I was wondering if I could just skip the BIOS update, which is F42F, and go straight to the F50, or do I have to install F42F and then install F50? Well, let's see here. Let's take a look at it here, and we'll see what we can do. See if we can answer your question for you. Let's see, Newegg, there we go, Gigabyte. Support. We'll go down to the BIOS. F42. Before updating BIOS to this new version, you must follow the steps as defined in F40. Let's see here, F41. Okay, he said he was on F40, correct? BIOS version is F41. Okay, so if he's on F41, you should be able to do F42F, no problem. And yeah, you should be able to go straight up to F50 with no problem with that motherboard. Because if there was any difference in it, it'd be notes like this. You know, before updating BIOS to the newest version, you must follow the steps as declined under BIOS for F40, but you're already on F40. So yeah, you should be able to go, if you're on 41, you should be able to go up to 50 with no problem by looking at the way their BIOS is set up for that one. Let's see here. What else do we got here? Jeju 3950X PBO2 enabled Infinity Fabric at 3866 megahertz plus fast low latency RAM. This is manually configured using Ryzen DRAM calculator and allocated all the threads to the lowest clock cores and allow the games use the rest. No contact switching and no cache population for the game. This results the fastest gaming CPU, not in all the games, but on most. By removing the 5 best and 5 worst results, we get the true average. And on that chart, this setup would beat any Intel with any memory plus settings. I am sure someone will test this and post a video to YouTube soon. Hardware and box test manual configurations on RAM, and it allows 5 to 17% perhaps boost on the 3900X, and it should again even more with the 3950X. But when new games made for PS5 Xbox come, then we can truly see how effective the Zen 2 is. When game engines is made chipless in mind, it will give total different performance. And that was on the AMD Ryzen 3950X and Red Dead Redemption 2, how it plays, hanging out with Dave on episode 4. Alright, I believe that. Sounds good to me. Thank you for watching and thank you for the comment. Sounds to be about accurate. Let's see, 12 pin, and there was one more down here that I answered, and he came back with another question about it. Where was it? Which one was it? He was asking about another motherboard here someplace. Done answered that one, done read through that one. Here it is. David O. 5 days ago, he was asking about, does the motherboard come pre-installed with the 3000 BIOS on the B450 DS3H motherboard? I told him, yeah, it does. Then he asked, do you know if the Urus M also comes with the Ryzen 3000 BIOS? Well, let's take a look, see, which I figured by now it should. I don't see why it shouldn't. Let's see here. Newegg, HDMI, there we go. Gigabyte B450 Urus M, AM4 B450, Black Friday special. Supports AMD 3rd gen Ryzen, 2nd gen Ryzen, and 1st gen Ryzen. It says it supports it, so I'm going to say it most likely does. They have a picture of the box. Most of them that do will have a sticker on them that says that they're Ryzen 3000 compatible. I'm sure by this point that they do ship with the proper BIOS update on them. That way you can just slap the Ryzen 3000 system into them, the 3000 processors into them. The best way to do that, like before, you contact the sellers and make sure that they are Ryzen 3000 compatible, but most of them is going to be. Like I said, most of them on the box, they have a sticker that says 3000 ready. Says it's Ryzen. I'm going to say most likely by this point it does, but I can't guarantee it. But I'm pretty sure they're shipping them with the Ryzen 3000 BIOS is already installed as well. Let's see, do we have anything else? I think that was the last one that I had for this week. Yeah, I think that's pretty well it. I think that'll do me up for the questions and comments. Alright guys, I know when I started doing these live streams, I said it'd be about an hour long. But, it's usually about half hour long or thereabouts. It's about how long it's been taking me to do it. I haven't been getting a whole lot of questions or comments to go over. I ain't getting much in chat either, so I've been kind of cutting them short no longer than what I have to. I don't want to eat up all your day doing this. But anyways, I think I want to get out here for the day. I got a lot to do. Been working on a overclocking guide or an overclocking performance on the RX 580, which should be coming up hopefully Wednesday if I can get all my testing done. I don't know if I will or not, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna get out here for the day and get back to doing that video and getting it edited out and getting it ready for you guys for Wednesday. If you like what you've seen here today, give me thumbs up, give me thumbs down if you didn't. If you really liked what you saw here, you can hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell. That way next time I put out a video, I'll go live, you get notified of it. That way you don't miss out on anything that I'm doing here on the channel. And with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. If you celebrate it, I hope you ate a lot of good turkey and took a nap afterwards. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's to everybody's watching. I'll be back around before the Christmas season, but I want to put it out there just in case. And with that being said, you all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream.